Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Law in Tech Summit Botswana. An incredible guest. I'm Rtabile Kunopo, your co-host. And today we're going to be having Ajuni Chawla, all the way from India, is a founder of Innovatia Legal. And we are excited to be talking about we are very excited to be talking about the skills that we need to be acquired in this day and time by future legal professionals. Ajuni, could you introduce yourself?
Yes. Firstly, thank you, Chawla, for having me here, and thank you in advance to everyone who's going to be being to be part of this presentation. And I'm Ajuni Chawla. I'm a legal tech entrepreneur. I'm a lawyer by profession and an innovator by heart. I believe law is just like any profession wanting to make change, and we as lawyers are empowered to make this change, that we are currently in. So yes, that's about it.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about why you went into this profession. I know that you are a lawyer by profession, but what made you go into legal technology?
I believe that we as lawyers are well equipped. We are empowered with this asset that we have, which is within us. And that is why I came to this profession, to like make change and to build change. And technology for me, in fact, is all about that innovative. That innovative transformation that is going to add value to a lot of lives. So that's why it's so exciting for me.
So we don't want to steal your time, Ajuni. So we are gonna go straight into Ajuni's presentation, and we take it from.
Yes. Thank you. And I want to tell y'all about how, in my opinion, and in fact, in like this world that we are in today, I mean, just imagine, right? Like we're here all together, united by this one driving force, that is technology. And I believe that we are already in this next gen legal industry, in this wave of the fourth industrial revolution. And the transformation that it brings for us is just beyond our imagination. I mean, just look at this, right? Like the way COVID-19 has just paved way for all lawyers and for all industries, in fact, to understand the importance of accessibility and understand the importance of technology, that the role that technology plays in this. And this current scenario of the of this fourth industrial revolution is not just is not just impacting us as like humans. It is challenging us as like humans, but it is also fusing into like physical, digital, and biological worlds. And it is impacting all disciplines and all economies and industries. So moving forward, about how this revolutionary era is changing the dynamics of the legal industry. Prathavali, I think, yes, third slide, please. And so how this is changing the dynamics around us is that it's bringing a radical change, and it's reshaping all industries. It's creating new opportunities, and it's making an impact at in every life, whether it be in like the rural areas or whether it be in cities and developed countries. So so that's why my next slide is all about how is it changing the dynamics in the legal industry in particular. It is It's dramatic, you know. It's dramatic change. It's a dramatic change that it brings, not only in the whole practice of law, but also how the role of clients have changed. Clients are now effectively exercising their newfound power, you know, over the market, over the legal market, in ways that are designed to push this improved efficiency and cost effectiveness. Not only that, it's demanding more. It's demanding predictability of legal problems and of legal solutions. So that's where we're at. You know, it's increasing the reliance on legal operational professionals to engage and manage the business aspects of law and engage with outside counsel relations. You know, there has been a widespread of disaggregation of services also when we go to see, especially in the in-house legal departments and law firms who are increasingly moving to create virtual teams of lawyers to handle their work. And it is indeed very exciting. You know, all this shift and move is really exciting and extremely fruitful, I would say. You know, it's
Yeah,
extremely opportunistic for legal professionals from all around the world, no matter which jurisdiction do they belong to. So that is why I ask you all to that is why I chose this topic, and that is why I ask you all to set an intention for yourself. You know, set an intention for yourself as legal professionals to understand why have you become a legal professional, and what is it that this changing dynamic is going to do to you yourself, you know, and how can you be prepared for it. So
yeah.
moving on to my next
No,
slide.
yeah.
Yes.
So, why do you think it's important to know the skills that are required right now, Ajuni?
What why do I think is it important is mainly because we are well equipped. You know, as I said before, like I became a lawyer because I felt empowered to be a lawyer, and that made me realize a lot of things. You know, that what is it that a lawyer gets paid for? He gets paid for his own knowledge. I don't have to go look outside for like to create value or like to add value in other people's life, you know. And
Let's hold it there, Ajuni. We are getting a comment that there's a little bit of sound on your background. I don't know if there's any audio that is on your background right now, because we are getting a comment that there's a little bit of noise on the background. I don't know how. Um,
okay, I'll
maybe
just
you can remove your maybe you can remove your headphones. Just
mhm.
disconnect the headphones so that maybe they're the ones causing the sound on the background.
Okay, sure. Yes. I think now is it better?
Yeah. Yeah. Though there's a lot of something is very static. I don't know what it is, but we can just continue from there or where you left off.
uh yes. I think, is it better now though? Like, am I audible loud and clear? Hello.
Yes. Though there's some noise on the background, we can just take it from there. Yeah.
Okay, so we begin with how I'm continuing from the intention setting, you know, intention setting of how, like, to acknowledge the value that we as lawyers have. The knowledge that we have is our knowledge and is our experience, and that is what our clients pay us for, you know. And through these, we are empowered. We are empowered to better address clients' challenges, and probably we are we are empowered to make and address bigger challenges faced by humanity in your part of the world, and like we can create change in like people's life, and that is the value that we have, and I feel that is what we have come in this lifetime for. So we need to realize that where does this value really reside? This value resides within us, and we don't have to go out looking for it. And we need to understand how do we enhance this value, is by is by having this ability to stay flexible enough to bend when the rules around us are changing, like when the rules of the
Absolutely.
game are changing, and still we are flexible to change ourselves within us, and we have success, and that is the secret to success, I feel. So yes, can you hear me,
Yeah.
Rotable? Yes.
Think the legal education should. Yes, I
uh,
can hear you. So, how do you think legal education should pivot? Yeah.
yes, so legal education, I feel, is most certainly the bedrock of this profession, and without which one cannot even enroll for the bar. So we are not really eligible to make that change that we're so empowered to do. So while I agree that legal education is very traditional in its approach, and it's very important, uh, it is more of a certifying rather than a knowledge providing ecosystem for students, which I feel is an issue that needs to be considered. It needs to be addressed, because like we uh, we need to we need to look inside in this profession. We need to see what do we really want, and for that we can't really rely on the education system, the traditional education system. We need to be pushed to reach our truest potential. And so that brings me to like my next slide, which talks about continuous learning in this profession, which is, I feel, very, very, very integral part of being a lawyer, because we need to consciously bring about a shift in our approach towards education, and think of it more like an ongoing process of, or like an ongoing learning experience, and we need to open up the boundaries of our mind, and be hungry for knowledge, and because ultimately, because that is where the value lies, right? Even if the dynamics around us are changing, and we are continuously aware of the things that are happening around us, how can we, how can we be how can we address our clients issues if not that? So, for this mindset shift of continuous learning, I feel first and foremost, we need to have a futuristic approach towards law. I feel looking at past judgments and working on precedents is a very inherent practice of law, and like it's very innate in the training of law as well. And but at this point, I feel a futuristic approach to laws, wherein we collectively as lawyers work on preventing a legal problem rather than preempting it, is the solution for it. Like, it is a solution. For example, like if you're lost, for example, like uh, in torts, okay, in torts, as simple as torts, rather than looking for situations that have already happened, why not look at situations that could arise in the future, and study it in that way, so that you are well prepared for the problem even before the problem has reached. And for example, for contracts, look for various approaches to make it more understandable for your clients. It could be visualization of a contract, or it could be making that contract much more easier in terms of their the look and flow of it. And yeah, and like adding on, I feel now that we are in this fourth industrial revolution, and like all the economies and businesses around us are changing, and so I feel it's paving a way for new job roles and new mediums of monetization. So I feel being relevant means to like be fundamentally involved with these emerging economies, and for that we need to stay updated, understand the trends and developments, and understand how you as a lawyer could impact these changes around us. So next we talk about innovative thinking. I feel innovation is all about it is all about intuitive approach. It does not mean that we need to understand just technology, but we also need to understand how humans would change or like evolve with changing environment around us. Like businesses would innovate, their business models would innovate. So understanding that is really very crucial. And so I mean, I'm sure y'all would have y'all would have heard about like how legal professionals need to be in touch with their roots. How we need to like make go back to the rural areas and understand where the legal problems are embedded the most, and understand the problems with do more pro bono work. Do more pro bono work and understand the real problems, and that is where you would transform yourself as a lawyer, and understand those real skills. I mean, when I talk about real skills, I'm talking about empathy and compassion, and like and understanding like basics. That is really very 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 important for a lawyer to understand. And
So, Ajuni, there's a question that somebody's asking who's saying, how are you managing to transition during this pandemic?
well, I think that's a really good question. I'm reading a lot. I'm seeing to it that I'm working on myself. I'm learning new skills, and I'm also learning how to accept things around me. Rather than taking it in a negative approach. So I'm keeping myself open to changes.
Definitely, definitely. So,
Yes.
how are you? What do you want to advise? The kind of advice that you want to give to legal professionals out there, whether is it lawyering, whether it's clerks. I know we need to be ready, but how do you then define being ready in this kind of industry?
So it's I feel lawyers need to have a much more holistic approach to move forward, and for that, I think we really need the willingness to experiment, and we need the uh, we need to we need to be open to experiment new things, new ways of practicing law, of incorporating changes, opening our perspective towards the new demands that would be coming for us in the future, and have an honest approach towards the profession. I feel it's this profession is more about creating value and less about creating value for yourself only. So I feel being honest in your approach towards the your profession is very 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 important. And last but not the least, I feel having an inclusive approach, including your team members, other lawyers. It's not about competition anymore. It's more about
Yeah,
collaboration. Yeah. So
yes.
that's
So you are speaking about design intelligence. I know you're a legal designer and also a facilitator within the space. Let's talk a little bit about design intelligence and what you really mean by that.
Yes. So I feel design thinking is a very intuitive process, and especially as lawyers, we need to be aware. Especially as lawyers, that we get so many problems. We need to look at a problem in various different aspects in order to come up with a situation. And as I always say, law is not only about the problems that you receive from clients, but also the problems and situations that you face while practicing law. So having that approach towards this profession, wherein you can open your minds and think from various aspects of that problem, is what is design intelligence.
Absolutely. So there was, during the Law and Tech Summit last week, somebody spoke about probably we should just have, design thinking as one of the basics of learning LLB, because I know that when we start with law, we focus more on case studies and all that, and really our system then educates us to how do you then advise our academia to be able to include design as part of the curriculum?
I didn't quite get you. I mean, you were cracking up. Can you please repeat?
Yes. I was saying that, somebody did speak about why they think that some of this information technology and design thinking should be included in the curriculum when you are doing LLB. I mean, when you are studying law, you are just taught about case management, and at the end of the day, we need to win a case, right? So,
Mhm.
but how then is it the kind of curriculum that is centered around what our users want, or is it what about what we want as lawyers? Because I see a whole lot of interventions right now. It's all about we want to make the life of a lawyer better, but how about then incorporating design thinking within the curriculum, but looking in terms of our users? What kind of advice would you give to our academia at this current time?
Yes. So I feel, I certainly believe that law students, especially at this day and age, do already come with a certain skill set. You know, they're more open and to learn, and they're more technologically savvy, and most certainly they are very futuristic in their approach. They're very excited to learn more, and to change. And I feel legal education has to now be more towards from the lens of problem solving and personality development. Personality development. Uh, and uh, and for that, design thinking, technology, and like business skills, all of these are really necessary. And
Definitely. Definitely. Those are the skills that are really necessary. And I believe that in this industry, we are
and more so
capable of,
now because
I guess we are having a little technical glitch there, but we are now back here.
okay, should I repeat my answer? You didn't get me right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I was saying about how the legal education system must be more futuristic in their approach, and more. I would again use the word holistic, because I feel it's to be a lawyer is all about being an all rounder. Law is just not a profession; it's a business. And for that, law students need to learn about technology, about design thinking, about business skills, about real skills, which includes communicating, and also negotiating, and skills like that, which would enhance the personality of a lawyer stepping into the future.
Definitely, definitely. And thank you so much for joining us, Ajuni. I guess we will be getting a very intense article on also on the topic from Ajuni on our Law and Tech Botswana Observer, that the publication that is coming out end of May. And we
Yeah.
are gonna be featuring a lot of different kind of people in the industry, whether it's marketing, whether people are dealing with. So it's an intersection of law, tech, and business. So we are looking forward, Ajuni, to your article, and we are looking forward to as well for your questions that you will ask, and then we will continue also our chat through the comments here, where you can just put in your comment and then we'll take it from there. Thank you so much, Ajuni, for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing you more on other platforms. Would you like to share where our audience can be able to get in touch with you?
Yes, thank you so much, Rathavli, for having me here again, and thank you to everyone to be here and view this. Y'all can find me at Ajuni Chawla on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. I'm
Thank
grateful.
Thank you. This was Ajuni, and talking about the future of legal professionals and the kind of skills that they need to acquire. Thank you from me and the rest of the team. See you next time.